I asked the same thing
Yeah,
earlier.
Wednesday. Yeah, yeah, doing fairly well. How are you doing, Sam?
Mm, yeah. Mhm, mhm. Doing good. I know it's Wednesday anyway because it's only midweek for me. Yeah, in the middle. But not too long to go before holiday, so looking forward to that. I'm doing good though. Nice. Mm.
Looks like all of us will be getting a vacation soon. Yeah.
Mm. And a break from Manchester United too, Sam. You'll find the blood, yeah, the blood pressure will go down. Yeah. Uh, Dan said he can't hear you. Mm.
How about now, Dan? Let me know if you can hear me. So I've just spoke about all that bullshit and nobody knows what I've just said.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
fuck's sake.
Everything is open to interpretation.
Yeah, I
yes,
could have
could have
said
been
whatever I
anything.
want to.
Yeah,
Anyway, I was
could be
just saying
anything.
about vacation and holidays and what have you. I'm going to Greece for 14 days. I'm going to show up on a stream like Nick did, pissed. So, yeah, that's what I was saying. Anyways, we're here to talk about Manchester United's brand new signing, Lisandro Martinez. He was announced today. I think it was about 3 o'clock. I think they announced him today. Officially signed his contract. He's got the whole shirt wearing thing they do with the social media, with the away kit. I think they like to do this transition thing where they put the phone down, they put the boot on, and then they've got the other kit on. All that stuff.
Mm.
I think the whole vibe was like fire or something like that. It's like the fire of Lisandro Martinez, which is an indication of how he's going to play and how he is as a player. Obviously, the Butcher of Amsterdam is another nickname that he has. Shreyas, you've not been on for a while. How are
Yeah,
we feeling? Lisandro Martinez through the door. He's official. He's signed. What's you thinking? How you feeling?
I think it's time to rename him to the Butcher of Manchester first.
Oh yeah,
Then, yeah, definitely. I think it's been a while that I've been excited about us getting a center back, who's actually young and a really top prospect. And to be very honest, he suits the way we play as well. And we needed, I would say, this kind of character in our team because when you look at the centre backs that we've got, I would say none of them, except I would say Eric Bailly, but he doesn't really play for us. But none of them have that attitude to, actually just go crazy mental whenever they're in the box. And when I've seen Lisandro Martinez, the one of the things that he does is if the ball is around the box, his first and the first thing that comes to his mind is just clear the ball away and
yep.
then go in for the cross. And that's something that we have missed out on a lot as well because at times we've tried to pass our way out of pressure, but we haven't really been able to do that perfectly, and we end up getting hit on the counter attack. So I think overall it's a really good signing. I think it's a really good signing in the way of in the monetary terms as well because I think if we are getting him for about 40 million or so, I think it's a really good signing considering his age and considering the kind of clubs that he was associated with it as well. So a good and solid signing, and yeah, I just hope that he's eased into the squad and he gets time to adapt to the league as well because it is going to be a change for him to actually bear up with the intensity of the Premier League because we've seen players struggle with that, big players as well to struggle while they adapt to the Premier League. So I would just say give him time, give him matches, give him a good run of 5 to 6 matches at least, and yeah, after that I think we'll be able to get a refined version of Lisandro Martinez, who is able to feature us for Manchester United week in and week out like he did for Ajax.
Total agreement, Shreyas. Yeah, Adam, obviously you were on yesterday and we touched on Lisandro Martinez and all that sort of stuff, but obviously we were focused on Ericsson and the De Jong situation. Yeah, what you first? Obviously, you've probably discussed this already, Lisandro Martinez. But yeah, now he's officially in the door. He's officially a Manchester United player. Like Shreyas said, 46 million euros. I think he's got a 4-year contract with an option of another year, so he's tied down for a long term.
Yeah,
What you
2027.
Yeah, what are you feeling right now?
Just feeling excited we actually have another player through the door. We all knew it was going to happen anyway. But I never believe it till I actually see the shirt, him holding the shirt. But even as we were discussing yesterday, if they're holding the shirt, it doesn't mean they're signed. We saw it with John Obi Mikel a couple of years ago. But initial thoughts, I'm absolutely delighted over the moon. We have someone else who's a different, he's different than the rest of the centre back options we have. He's worked with under Ten Hag. So, as I said, if he signs players who are used to his system, it's 2 steps forward instead of 1. My initial fears, though, were his height. But then when we broke down the stats...
I think that's everybody. Everybody was just going mental in the press, weren't they? Oh, he's 5'9", he's 5'9". It's like the two of the greatest centre-backs of all time were 5'9". Like Baresi and Cannavaro. If somebody offered you Cannavaro in his prime, are you going to go, no, he's 5'9", I don't want him? Like, come on, it's utter bullshit. And obviously, the Premier League's a different game now. You've not got these massive, big lump of a striker up front anymore. Like, in the old days, you had, like, Les Ferdinand and stuff like that. You had, like, players like that who were just, like, massive commanding strikers who used to bully defenders. It's not that game anymore. Like, look at the top strikers in the world at the minute. Like, none of them are... Like, I know Erling Haaland's a bit of a unit. Like, he's a massive...
But he's done a job in him already.
And he did a job on it, exactly. He ruined his night. And I think they beat the crap... Ajax beat the crap out of Dortmund, didn't they? So, his height shouldn't be an issue. But, yeah, I won't interrupt you. Sorry, mate. Just continue.
Yeah, we looked at his height. He's, 5'9" and 5'10". And... I think we broke down the stats and was it 72% aerial duels won in a league where the average height is 6'2", which the fella has a leap on him. So we'll see how it goes at the start of the season. It's one thing that the media are going to be fixated on.
Oh, they already are. For a fact. They already are. Yeah, it's like Talk Sport. That's all they spoke about. All they were talking about is his height. So.
Yeah, I've never actually seen it before, but Sky Sports had a list of all the smallest centre halves in the league. He's officially the smallest now, and they had Nathan Ake as well.
Why can't they?
It only happens to us. The media pick out these things only with us. But he's worked under Ten Hag, and I see it as a good deal.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Just got a couple of comments in there. Everybody's saying they can't hear me, but yeah, we've sorted it now. It's sorted. Daya Raj, didn't Maguire excite you? No. Rakita, shout out to Shreyas. Yeah, thank you, Rakita. Shania, good deal on him. Indrajit, we overpaid by 10 million for him. I mean, it's Ajax. Like, they always get the price that they want for their players because obviously they've been torn apart again this summer. Gravenberch, Matsurari, Lisandro Martinez, who else has gone? Haller's gone.
Tagliafico as well now.
Tagliafico. The goalkeeper went as well, didn't he?
Onana is gone.
Onana gone.
And David Neres went as well. David Neres went to Shakhtar as well. I think pretty much, I would say, except Anthony, their first 11 is pretty much gone.
Yeah, so they've lost so many players. You what?
Shakhtar Donetsk, can they even play in these? Surely not.
I'm not sure.
They can't. Ukrainian league, surely they can't be playing.
I'm not sure.
So your man signed a contract only for Russia to invade and get a payday every week.
Maybe they're playing it in another country. Maybe they're going to play it in like the Czech Republic or something, or Poland. Maybe I don't know. That's a question way above my pay grade, Adam. I'm afraid. I'm not qualified to answer that question in any way, shape, or form. Anyways, Indrajit, Lisandro could hopefully pocket Haaland and Darwin Núñez. Yeah, I hope so as well. That'd be great.
Break his legs.
Oh, please. If he can injure him. When do we play? We play Liverpool like August 14th, is it?
The third game of our season is against Liverpool.
Third game of season. So if he could snap him, that'd be great. Rest of the season, just over there. I don't condone injuring other players, by the way. It's a joke. It's an actual joke.
Unless it's a Liverpool player.
Unless it's a Liverpool player, then I encourage it. Yeah, Indrajit, Lisandro is good centre back. Hopefully, he can bench Maguire. So that's my next question. I was going to go into Shreyas. Lisandro Martinez. I assume we're paying £46 million for a player who's going to start. I don't think he's going to be a bench option. I've predicted that he's going to play centre midfield. He's going to be our DM option. What is your opinion? Is he going to play centre back? And if so, who does he replace? Who's the starting centre back lineup for Manchester United?
I mean, the way Ten Hag came out about, Maguire actually defending his captaincy this season as well, I don't see him getting dropped. I do see him making use of Maguire in some way or the other in the squad. I don't see someone replacing him. And except that, I would say because Varane is back as well now. Varane is fully fit. He's playing for us. So
For
I
how
think
long?
starting combination, at least 3 games.
At least
But
3
for
games,
those
yeah.
3 games, I would say at least for those 3 games, Varane would be in the squad. And Maguire is going to be there. But I don't see him actually chucking in Lisandro Martinez into the midfield. The only reason being, if he does chuck Lisandro Martinez into the midfield, then it would lead to, because if we haven't got competent midfielders that many, but we still have midfielders. We've got Fred, we've got Donny, we've got McTominay in there as well. Now we've got Christian Eriksen, and then we've got Bruno. So in those 5 midfielders, we can actually come out with at least 3 trios. And you never know if he wants to actually make use of the youth players as well. Maybe he actually chucks someone in, makes use of someone like Charlie Savage or Zidane, Iqbal,
True.
James Garner. Anyone could be on the cards for him. So with these many alternatives, I don't see him making use of Lisandro Martinez in an area where he originally doesn't play in. So keeping that in mind, I do see him making use of him as a centre back. What could happen would be maybe Ten Hag makes use of Harry Maguire in games where we aren't playing against teams which play with a high intensity, like you mentioned the Liverpools. Because if we play a high line against Liverpool with Maguire in centre back, we can't.
Well, we
keep,
saw it.
keep
We
up
saw
for
it.
even.
We saw it
Yeah.
against Melbourne Victory. We saw it against Aston Villa.
We can't
It's
keep it
just
up. We
doesn't-
definitely can't
doesn't
keep
work.
it up for even 5 minutes. So maybe he drops him for those games, and in those games we could see Lisandro Martinez and Varane be the starting partnership for us. But I do see Maguire getting at least 30 games this season as well, because I've heard people saying that a captain can function off the bench as well. But I would still say for a captain to actually function off the bench, I've seen that happen. But those captains are pretty much they're nearing the end of their career at that particular club, or their professional career itself. Maguire, I would still say he's in the best phase for a centre back to be in.
He's ideal.
If you have to
He's
talk
arguably in his prime, isn't he? He's like
exactly,
age-wise.
and
That's a worry.
yeah. I mean, just imagine if last season was his prime performance, and now this season he starts to actually drop off.
Oh jeez, he can't drop any further off. He's off the cliff edge at this point.
Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. Don't challenge him. If you don't believe that you can't go any lower than it, he can, come out with something.
We might as well play with 10 men. If he's going to get lower, just play with 10 men. Fuck it. It's just, it can't get any worse. Anyways, Adam, just before I get on to, I'm going to ask you as well the same question. Just before I get on, there's a couple of comments. Injured Chief, Lisandro can hopefully pocket Haaland and Darwin. Yeah, I've said that one already, haven't I? If Manchester United went for Anthony and Lisandro at the start of the window, we've got them both for 100 or 90 million. I doubt it, mate. I don't think. I think Ajax make you pay for them. I think you make, it's also Manchester United. You talk about. We get taxed on every transfer we ever do because it's Manchester United. It's just the way it is. Daniel Raj, Manchester United said he and Maguire can replicate Ferdinand and Vidic partnership. He can't have said that. That's got to be a fake quote, Dan. Fuck off, Dan. He's trolling the chat. Absolute bullshit. Augustine, watching from Nairobi, Kenya. Shout out to Nairobi, Kenya. What about Ronaldo's decision? Nothing's been announced at the minute, as far as we know. Everybody's quite tight-lipped on it. Nobody's actually saying anything. I believe he was at the youth game that I'm going to get onto in a minute, watching today at Carrington. So he's not announced anything. Nobody for the club's announced anything. As far as we know, no decision's been made. Or if it has, nobody's telling anybody. So As soon as we know something, we will let you know. We'll put it in on something, or we'll say it here. Yeah, Adam, if he is coming in, I assume as a first team player, who's the starting centre backs next season?
It's a tough one because, as you said, maybe he could come in as that DM role because he's played it before. And if he does play that role, could we see nearly an old-fashioned sweeper? Like, I know he's fast, good at a tackle. So would he sit between the two centre halves and then drop between them, maybe? Because we know Ten Hag likes to play very forward with the centre halves. So maybe it could be that position, but like for that money, he has to be a starter. And I'm sure Ten Hag's worked under him, so he's going to start him. So I'm trying to think who would he partner.
Do you think it's Maguire? Do you think it's Maguire and Martinez? Do you think that's going to be starting?
That's the thing. You have Rafa Varane, who's won everything. And like if he's fit, how can you put him on the bench?
How can you put your captain on the bench?
Well, if your captain isn't playing that well, like he hasn't been playing that well for a long time.
Another big question would be for Adam would be how could you drop someone like Phil Jones as well? He's a centre back we've got as well.
Exactly. Important 150 grand a week.
Mental. Yeah, so if I'm asking you, gun to your head right now, who's ends up being the starting centre backs?
For Brighton, it's really tough because he has put Maguire on the bench a lot over the preseason. So is that a sign of things to come? But then again, he did start Bailly a bit, and he wasn't actually. We see like Bailly could be out the door now, so it's a very weird one. But I think on match day 1, I think Maguire is going to be on the bench.
Interesting. So you'd be Varane and Martinez. Is that what you think?
I think that's probably our best partnership, but I think
it definitely is. Definitely is. But...
I think he's going to start that against Brighton.
Interesting. Shreyas, who's the centre back pairing in Brighton?
Martinez and Varane.
Martinez and Varane. So I think we're all in agreement. It's going to be Martinez and Varane. I think that's going to be our centre back parents. Let us know in the chat who you'd start centre back parents at Brighton. You just mentioned Eric Bailly. There's rumours he's going to Roma to reunite with Jose Mourinho. When's the Liverpool game? August what?
20-something, is it?
All right, so it's still within the transfer window, right? So can we keep Eric Bailly?
Yeah, it is within the transfer window.
Okay, cool. Can we keep him till the Liverpool game? Martinez and Bailly, centre back pairing for the Liverpool game. After that, he can go to Roma, join Jose, whatever. But can we just keep him for the Liverpool game? Because I want to see that so badly. That's like I'm looking forward to that so much. If he could do that, that would be amazing. But yeah, we don't always get what we want at Manchester United. A couple of questions in the chat. Who's your favourite youth player, Adam?
I really like Garnacho. It's going to be probably the most well-known kind of youth player at the moment. He's just looks exciting. When I watched him in the Youth Cup final, he got 2 goals. Looked really, really good. He likes to pick up the ball, and he's one of those players where he gets the crowd on their feet when he starts dribbling, and he's really rated by Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi really rates him too.
He's in the Argentinian national squad, isn't he? So
yeah, and he barely started then for us, or not really make much of an appearance last season. So I really don't get it. We have 2 good young youth prospects, and they're both starting for the national team, making more appearances for their national team instead of us. And where are we struggling? Rashford was struggling all last season. Why weren't we giving these lads a chance?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah, who's your favourite youth player, Shreyas? Pelestri. Oh, I should have known that actually. If Nick was on, he'd be saying Ahmed. I do know that. Yeah. What do you like about Pelestri?
I think the way he actually plays for the national team, because he's actually in the squad for the World qualifiers. He was one of the, I would say, youngest players in the squad who was actually playing in those qualifiers week in and week out, being one of the mainstays in that team, and he was actually performing really well off that right wing position. He's very confident with his dribbling. I think he's a modern winger who likes to cross, who likes to pass and move. One of the goals which we saw him score with Ahmad was because of the pass and move movement that he was
Yep.
able to create with him. And I would say that, he has the profile of a Ten Hag youth player because he's good in dribbling. He's good in linking up with the attacker and the striker because he linked up really, really well with Cavani when for Uruguay. So I don't see him why he couldn't do it with someone like Ronaldo or Martial. And if he's able to polish this guy, I would say we've got a really, really good signing in itself in Facundo Pellistri, because I still remember that when we got him, we got Ahmad in the same window as well, and both of these guys were hyped a lot when they came in, but both of them didn't really get a shot in the first team. They didn't get those many chances. He Facundo got a couple of loan deals, but didn't really get I would say much game time in those loan deals. So, and it is being rumored that this season he'll either go to the Portuguese league or he might end up going to the German league. Dortmund being one of those clubs who could actually get him in. So if he does end up going there, he gets the game time. I think he could have a really, really good shot in becoming either backup or I would say, even starter for us next season if he is able to polish himself in these loan deals. Because we've seen how players are able to, they're able to upgrade their confidence and their skills while they play in the Portuguese and especially, in teams like Dortmund, which actually, they know how to polish these young players. And whenever they've come out, most of these young players, they've had a really, they've got a good shot of confidence and they want to make a name for themselves. And especially, I would say most of the young players that we've got at the moment, they want to make a name for themselves and Manchester United. So for me, I rate Pellistri and then I go for Mabry because I just love that moment that he had with Jordan Henderson.
Always. Anyone who crops a scouser, I'm always here for it. Dan writes in the chats. Charlie Savage is my favourite player for the youth. Looks solid playing in the CDM role, especially against Liverpool's midfield. Yeah, he's played really well as well. I was going to say Garnacho as well. He's one of my favourite sort of prospects and stuff. But just to be a little bit different, I've really liked Zidane Iqbal. I think he's played really, really well during the pre-season games. I thought he's made a good account of himself. He's great on the ball. Very great first touch and some skill as well. He's got some great skill with the ball, which I think is amazing for a lad his age. Obviously, yeah. He's I think he's is it Iraqi national? He plays for the Iraqi national side, I believe. Because he's like half Pakistani and half Iraqi, isn't he? I think he's got dual nationalship. So yeah, he's.
You know what I like about him? He picks up the ball that we've seen it a lot, and he'll turn and run
exactly
right away.
Exactly.
Yeah. We haven't had a midfielder like that in a long time.
No, like somebody who's just willing to. His first thought is, I want to attack. Like I love that in a player. You're not getting that. I hate slagging Scott McTominay off repeatedly, but he doesn't do that. He just doesn't do it. Like he gets the ball and he looks for a sideways or backwards pass, and you just like.
Unless
just drains he's just drained the life out of you, doesn't it? It drains the life out of you when you see that. Whereas if you see a midfielder get on the ball and he turns and he's looking at the goal, you're like, fucking come on, like it's going forward. Anyway, we got a little bit distracted. Let's get into these quotes that Lisandro Martinez gave to when he was signing for Manchester United.
There's a few comments there.
Lisandro has a high ratio of air duels won, then Maguire height is not a matter. Yeah, we sort of touched on that earlier when we were talking about that. Shania, Anthony's trying to force a move to United. I've not seen anything about that. He's trying to force a move. If you could link me, Shania, put a link in the chat. Let me see, have a look at it, see if there's anybody reporting on that. But I'll have a gander at it. Yeah. Lisandro Martinez. I want to improve myself more than I already have. With Eric Ten Hag as the manager, I will become even better because he's an excellent manager. My mentality is to work hard every day and to win trophies. This is what I will keep doing. It's very similar to what Ericsson was saying yesterday. Win trophies, work hard, play for the team. I want to thank Ajax and their fans for all the support they gave me. I had an unbelievable time there, but I feel the moment is right to test myself in another environment. Now I'm at the perfect club to do this. Again, thanking the club, and he's stepping up. Again, nothing. I think fantastic. I've been lucky enough to be part of successful teams in a career, and that's what I want to continue at Man United. I think there'll be a lot of work to get to that moment, but I firmly believe under this manager and my new teammates we can do it. It's an honour to join this great football club. I've worked so hard to get here, and now that I'm here, I'm going to push myself even further. Yeah, Adam, what are your thoughts on the sort of quotes there from Martinez? Anything that stands out to you, or is it just a sort of what you'd expect from a new signing?
I think what he said about the manager too, it almost, when you were reading it there, felt like he'll die in the hill with him. He will, like he'll give everything for this manager, and I don't think we've actually seen any player have that mentality,
Not since
or at least,
Fergie.
not since
No.
Fergie, no.
No.
So, like if there's people like, I know we're good for it, having cliques in the dressing room, like talking behind the manager's back. He'll be in there defending the manager.
Yeah.
He'll cut that out straight away, especially with his mentality. He's a very fiery sort of player. As they're saying, the butcher, hopefully, butcher of Manchester, hopefully the butcher of Carrington, if anyone steps out of line.
Oh, I can't wait.
But he wants to win trophies. He believes it's the right environment, especially under the right manager, and that's what's exciting me the most. He said that there is a lot of work to be done still. We all know that. It's not going to take one window to turn everything around. But over the next couple of seasons, if we stick with this manager, back him, I think we'll get to the top. It's the right choice. And of course, Martinez can be a part of that too, and he could be a vocal point in that. And you never know, maybe future captain if he has the right mindset and everything.
I said that to, I think it was Nick when we were sort of rumoured to it. It's like, that's the captain material right there. That's the kind of guy you want with the captain's armband, bollocking players when it needs to be, and revving the other players up when it needs to be happen, and then getting around the sort of younger players and the players who have sort of suffered a bit of bad form or something.
Well, I don't think he'll be posting his stats against Brentford on Instagram, will he? He's not that sort of...
Or doing any fucking dances on TikTok. Yeah, but you said about clicks, didn't you? I think most of them have now gone, haven't they? Like Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, that seems to have gone, hopefully. Shreyas, from those quotes, anything that stands out to you, Lisandro Martinez?
I think pretty much what the gist is, he expects to, mark his words by his performances on the pitch, and he's confident as well with Ten Hag and under this new system and this new league as well. And I think it's great that he's actually looking to, just because he knows that he's going to be one of those targets for the media the moment he steps in for Manchester United, because that's something that the media just loves to do, target the new signings, especially big clubs like us.
Just target Manchester United in general, really.
Yeah, definitely. And he's ready to take that pressure head on. And I think for me, if he's still not featured in even a single game for us, if he's having such confidence and he's ready to put it all out on the line before even featuring for us, I would just say that if this guy is able to replicate that on pitch, we've got a really, really crazy player with us for, I would at least 5 years or so. So yeah, I think he's pretty straightforward with those quotes, and I'm glad that we have such this kind of a player, because potentially, I don't see Harry Maguire retaining his captaincy for, I would say, more than 1 year or so. Because with the way Ten Hag like to shape his squad, if someone doesn't perform, he boots him off his squad. And if Harry Maguire doesn't perform, which the system he plays and the way he likes to, make his movements in the squad, I don't see Harry Maguire making a case for himself or getting used to it, because we've seen that it doesn't work under Ragnick and in the preseason as well. So if he does leave, then who's going to be leading us? So Bruno can't do the job. Definitely he can't do the job for us week in and week out.
I must say, I think he's been I know it's only been preseason, but he's not been as petulant preseason. But again, it is just preseason. It is just preseason. I get that.
Yeah.
But I hope now that Ten Hag has had a word with him and goes, look, I like your passion, I admire it, but you can't be doing that every game. It's just not. It's not good for United. It's not good for the club. It's not a good look for you either. So I hope Ten Hag's been in his ear about it.
I think he's still adjusting under Ten Hag, because we've seen Bruno. He has shifted his style of play, because we've seen how he, went in for a cross or just went in for a long ball or went in for that killer pass every time he got the ball. But in this preseason, we've seen that, he's actually making more 1-2. He's actually making more movement. He's been pressing a lot more than he did last season. So I think he's still adjusting himself to the game style.
Sure.
And when he is actually, in the perfect mold for it, I think we could see the best of Bruno finally after a long time.
Yeah.
And with actually, players like Eriksen, I think more than competition, it would help Bruno, because Ericsson, in barring his capability on the pitch, he's a really, really, he's a great professional.
Yeah.
He knows how to play. He knows how to maintain his discipline, and he knows how to, respect a manager and his style of play as well. So I think that is something Bruno could learn off him. And we've seen how, players like Ericsson, who are veterans, they come in, they are able to key players like Bruno, who are still, I would say, young. They're able to mentor players like Bruno. They're able to, create a path for them. And I think Bruno also needed someone like Eriksen to be in the squad, because barring Bruno, there wasn't a cam who, you could actually say that Bruno has someone who could, actually keep him under track. Eriksen is one of those players.
Yeah.
So it's good we've got a good mix of experience as well as talent.
Well, speaking of Ericsson, there was a friendly game at Carrington today. I believe it was a youth game, technically, but there was a couple of first-team players who played. Ericsson played, and he scored a free kick. I believe Lisandro Martinez played. I believe Rafael Varane played as well. Obviously, he's coming back from fitness. Just a couple of comments. Ericsson is key in Ten Hag's play. That's from Shreyas. Yeah, I think he's going to be a very key part of the way Ten Hag plays coming this season. Injured Ericsson scored a free kick. Yeah, I just mentioned that. Shreyas, Malacia or Shaw against Brighton. I'll throw that to you, Adam. You play Malacia or Shaw against Brighton?
I'd probably make my judgment this weekend after 2 games, but right now I'd probably start Malacia.
Interesting. Indrajith, we should have given captain to Ronaldo. He doesn't want to be here, mate. He doesn't want to be here. Like, why would you give captain to someone who doesn't want to be here? It's counterproductive. Like, we've already got a captain that we don't want to be captain. Let's not then give the captaincy to someone who doesn't want to be in the team. Like, give all the shit you want to Aaron Maguire. At least he wants to be here. So, shit. Like, right, just on cue, Dan is here. We're going to take a short break. So, give us 2 seconds and we'll be right back with you and we'll get Dan on. 2 seconds. Hey, look who's back. Back again. Dan is back. Tell your friends. We've also got 2 new people. Elephant Man, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, probably a lot better looking than Adam. So, hello.
And Cat in top right corner, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm a dog.
You're a dog. Okay. He's got gender identity issues.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I've
moving on.
been around Frankie de Jong's house. I know where he's going.
Yeah. You know, you're probably a better source than most of the Barcelona sources, to be honest with you, right?
He's
Yeah,
not
like
coming.
He's not coming. Okay, he's not coming. Dad, how are we doing, mate?
like
We're
a
feeling
nice-
good. We're feeling all right. How's life?
Yeah, I'm doing good. After seeing you all guys, and especially Adam and Shreyas in different costumes.
Yeah, yeah. You've seen what I had to have had to put up with the last 30 minutes, haven't you? Anyways, we've been talking about Lisandro Martinez. Obviously, Shreyas and Adam have given their thoughts. Dan, what are your thoughts? Your initial thoughts on Lisandro Martinez? Official, signed, done deal. What are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling excited and feeling strong, especially in the defense side. Initially, when we were linked to Martinez, I was convinced and was not sure that whether we needed another center back because we already have loads of center back. But now, after analyzing the things in the current dressing room, with considering Varane and Bai injury prone, so I think we needed another center back. So yeah, it's a solid one, and also happy to see that he today got the minutes and like you see the intentions of Ten Hag that he wants him straight on the pitch. So yeah, that's what I'm liking about, and hope to see Varane and Martinez combination on the pitch. So that's what we have the best in it. But still, Maguire could get his chance to prove himself. But yeah, if I hope that we should not waste much time on giving Maguire a chance to prove himself. If he proves him right and strong, then yeah, definitely we can go with Maguire as well alongside Martinez. But yeah, and quickly we need to settle our centre back pairing because last season we have been changing the centre back pairing a lot many times. But if you see on the other top clubs, they never change the centre back pairing that much in a season. So I hope that we quickly get into the best pairing at the back.
So, do you think against Brighton when we start, do you think it's going to be Varane and Martinez? Do you think that's our centre back starting pair?
I think that Maguire will not be benched in the very first game, so I think it will be Martinez and
So you think he's going to bench Varane instead?
yeah.
Interesting. So we've all got. So just to fill you in, Dan, I know you were watching, but for everybody else, me, Shreyas, and Adam have all picked Varane and Martinez to start against Brighton. That's our pick. It's interesting to see that you think that Maguire is going to start with Martinez and Varane's the one who's going to be benched.
If you ask me personally, I would always start Varane in.
Of course.
But
yeah, of course.
yeah, I think as the thing stands, I think still think that Maguire will stick alongside.
Yeah, of course. Anyways, let's. There was just a last quotes that I wanted to bring up, and then we can sort of just take some questions from the chat. So yeah, chat. While I'm reading this, get your questions in. Drop some questions. Any questions you want us to answer, we'll answer them before we round off and we go home. This is from John Murto. He was talking after obviously Lisandro Martinez became an official Manchester United player. He has said Lisandro is an outstanding player, bring further quality and experience to Eric's squad. We are delighted he's chosen to join Manchester United, and we are looking forward to seeing him develop further and help the team achieve success we are aiming for. What are your sort of thoughts on that quote, Dan, from John Murtaugh? Just sort of saying the quality of Martinez, that he's adding quality to the squad that Eric Ten Hag is building. They seem to be all the right things, surely, to say in terms of bringing in players rather than focusing on the commercial aspects, which seems to be the previous regime's most focus when buying a player.
Yeah, that's what we all needed in the current team. We lacked the leadership on the pitch, so we lacked the number of leaders on the pitch. And when you see that 10-15 years before in Manchester United, there were so many leaders on the pitch, though there was only one captain, but there were so many leaders. And at this moment, we needed such type of players, and Martinez is a perfect one for that role. and with then coming of Eriksen also, though Martinez and Eriksen can add to that leadership qualities in the team. So yeah, definitely it's not like a proper what you call it as marketing deal, but it's better for the team as well. So not for the club side or the commercial side, but for the team, it is one of the best transfer that we had in long time, especially in that center back role. Last, I still couldn't remember the last time when we were so excited when we signed a center back. So yeah, so this is like one of the best center backs in the last 1 decade we had signed.
Yeah, and his stats back it up as well. Like, he's not just a hype player; his stats back it up. Adam, like we touched on yesterday, Eriksen being a football signing. It's not a commercial signing. It's not a social media signing. He's a football signing. Martinez seems to be, like Dan mentioned, it seems to be the same type of deal. Would you agree with that? Do you think we're recruiting smartly now? Obviously, De Jong is in his own Venn diagram, really, isn't he? Because he's very much a social media commercial player, but also he's needed, and he's a fantastic midfielder, and we need him, that type of player. But I think Martinez and Eriksen are very much football decision players. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It looks like we're recruiting smartly now, something that we didn't always do. We've seen it in the past before. We signed players who the manager didn't necessarily want, but then the option came up that we'd buy them because it would generate a lot of money. And that's what it is, shirt sales. And I think the start of that was the Di Maria transfer. I think that's when it first kind of kick-started post Fergie. Because it didn't start with Fellaini, it didn't, I'll tell you that.
Jesus Christ. There's been there's been a litany of players that like that, hasn't there? It's like Di Maria, Falcao, Shinji Kagawa. Again, I loved Kagawa, what he did, but he did not fit into our team. There was no option for him. That's why it didn't work, even though he's a fantastic player. Shinji Kagawa, it was just a list of players who they were the next big thing, or they were a big player, and we signed and just totally cocked up.
Yeah, it's happened a lot of the time. Usually if you look at Liverpool, their success rate must be very high on the players they're recruiting, but they're recruiting smartly. And that's what I feel like we're doing now, because we've had a lot of duds and a lot of misses. But I'm hoping now with this sort of recruitment, especially recruiting the players who the manager actually wants, who has a say in it, because that was one of the agreements in the contract for Ten Hag. He had to sign off on all the deals. Like maybe the scouts and the football director will come to him. Oh, we think we should sign this player. Do you want him? And if he says no, that's it. Interest cut. So I feel like those two particular signings and the new left back as well, Malacia, all three signings have been football decisions. Smart moves. And if you look at it, we haven't really spent much. We've only spent, what is it, maybe 60 million, is it? Something like that so far. And obviously the Frankie de Jong deal is the one that's holding up, because that takes a large section of our budget. But as you said about Frankie de Jong, he fits the bill for both. He will generate a lot of clicks.
Yeah. But, and he'll sell shirts as well, won't he, Frankie de Jong? That's what I feel like they're missing with Pogba now gone, so they're looking for that next replacement. But Frankie de Jong will also do the job, because Ten Hag really wants him. Glazers are going to glazer, aren't they? They're going to need somebody to get their dividends and every year that they need to take. Fuck the Glazers, by the way. Indrajeet, we should have asked John Murtaugh why he didn't bring any players in June, or was he on holiday, came back July 1st? I think the issue with the board is that for so long, we were ran by an incompetent dickhead in Ed Woodward and in an equally incompetent negotiator in Matt Judge, that for so long, every club around the world knew if we list a player for a stupid price and United come in for them, they're going to pay it. And no club took us seriously as a negotiator, no club took us serious as a threat into getting players for decent deals, like you mentioned, Liverpool do and City have done, and even Chelsea at times. I think now everything's taken so long because United are actually standing firm on deals. So we've seen like if the rumours about Anthony are true, that Ajax have softened their stance and come down on the price. So United have now come back in because obviously they quoted United, was it 70 million or something like that? And United have just gone, nah, fuck that. And now they've softened the stance and gone, oh, maybe for 50
I heard
million.
the opposite.
Have you heard the opposite?
Yeah, that they won 100 million now.
Have they gone the other way?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. When was this?
We are back.
Fucking hell. Well, if they want 100 million, they can fuck off because that's not a deal that needs to be happening. Yeah, Shreyas, just before we wrap up and stuff, your thoughts on the footballing decisions that Manchester United are making? Anthony aside, apparently, because the Ajax are just going mental. Making football decisions again, seems like it's good for the club.
I think it's good that they are able to make signings that are just not meant for selling merch. Because Malacia isn't the kind of signing that sells merch. Lisandro Martinez, for him to sell shirts, he actually needs to perform more on the pitch. And except that, Christian Eriksen is not your social media signing. So I think what we need to do is keep on building on this. Make sure that the signings that we do, they are based on this pattern rather than just going for someone for a crazy amount of money. And the way we are pretty much operating since the last 4 to 5 years. And I think if we are able to operate like this for the next 2 or 3 windows, I think Ten Hag would have his desired 11 pretty much soon if we are able to function the way we have in this window. Because 3 players till now, 3 players in this window. The next window, if we are even able to get 2, that's 5, and in the following window, if we are able to get 3 again, then that's 8. So he's pretty much got his whole squad sorted if he's if we are able to manage to keep this regularity of maintaining football signings more rather than just social media signings. Yeah. So if that's pretty much what we want as fans as well, because we've had it with these superstar signings every single time, and it's about time that we are able to actually get players like Malacia and Lisandro Martinez in. And with Erik Ten Hag as a manager, you expect these kind of signings to happen more in your club, because he's not the kind of guy who's going to go in for the superstars. He's going to go in for players who are the hidden gems. He gets those guys in. He's able to cultivate them into better and more polished players. And we've seen how he's maintained that kind of system in Ajax for so many years, and clearly he wants to replicate it at Manchester United. The only difference being, this time the players won't leave.
Yeah, no, I have total agreement. Just seen a really funny statement from Atletico Madrid's fans. I think it's their spokesman. Even in the highly unlikely hypothetical case that a player in steep decline, such as Cristiano Ronaldo, could guarantee us the trophy, we still wouldn't accept his signing. I think that pretty much puts the kibosh on Ronaldo going to Atletico Madrid. That is,
he's staying then.
I've never seen such a definitive "fuck off, we don't want you" statement from a fan. That is amazing. Before we wrap up, chat, if you've got any questions, throw them in the chat and we'll answer them. If not, we'll get off shortly. Dan, you obviously weren't around for Eriksen signing yesterday. Just your quick thoughts on Eriksen signing?
Yeah, one of the great signing, and he has already shown that on the pitch what he can do. So he has scored today with a free kick, I suppose. Yep. It's what the rumor says. So yeah, he will give you goals and he will give you the creativity that we lacked last season. But I'm still not sure how Ten Hag will be fitting him in the pitch, because you have Bruno Fernandes already playing in that similar position. So still it will be very interesting to see how he picks the starting lineup maybe in the coming starting couple of Premier League games. Then only we'll come to know how Eriksen is fitting in the team. But it's sure that Eriksen will get a good game time. As I thought initially he might get very less or maybe play a backup role. But his conversation with Ten Hag, whatever has been revealed, it seems that he will be getting more game time. as Ten Hag also has mentioned about that. So I think he'll be a very great addition to the team. So I always like our team to play with two attacking midfielders. So that could solve the most of the issues.
You're not
And
you're not going to
Eriksen,
mention a DM, are you, Dan?
yeah,
You're not going to mention a
I'm
DM.
controlling myself.
Fucking
I'm
hell.
controlling myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
so yeah, I always wanted us to play like a 4-3-3, like how Madrid used to play
yeah.
with Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro in the midfield. So with two attacking midfielders. So that's what I like to see in the team. So it seems like with a lot of players we have now is like an attacking midfielder with Eriksen, Bruno, and Van de Beek is already there, and with De Jong is also coming in. So I think it seems like Ten Hag wants to see a couple of at least two attacking midfielders in his lineup. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a very great season for us.
I hope so. Yeah, I love how Dan's confident about De Jong coming in, because God knows I'm not at this point. There's a lot of love for Dan in the chat, actually. Kezaiko Daniel is my favourite. There you go, Dan. Yes, Dan, for the win from MB Jason. Shreyas, Roma might offer 15 million for Bailly. Hey, if they offer 15 million for Bailly, we got to take it, haven't we? Like that's a decent deal for him. Indrajit, keep an eye on Chelsea for Ronaldo. Juventus are asking for Timo Werner on loan. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you take Timo Werner? That is asking for trouble there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's wrap this shit up. Kazuko, nice analysis, Daniel. Loved it. Dan's just getting all over the chat today. Absolutely loving it.
Where's my fan club?
Yeah, where's the Adam fan club? Get this shit going. Let's sort this shit out. He wore an elephant head for you lot. Come on.
I've paid them for commenting.
Have you paid? That's okay. Understand now.
They're on the payroll.
Yeah, they're definitely. Right, before we wrap up, one last question for everybody. I'll go around. Adam, Dan, Shreyas. Adam, De Jong aside, do we sign anybody else in this window?
Oh, the tough one. There is a lot of talk about what you call it, Dumfries.
Yeah.
There's a few more people coming out talking about it. I think we could, especially if that deal falls apart for the De Jong. The longer it goes on, the worse it's getting. So I think if we don't hear anything positive in the next 2 weeks in particular about De Jong, I think we could see somebody else coming in. So yeah, I think there will be one more.
And you think it's going to be? You think it'd be Dumfries? You think that's you? Is that your pick?
Could be him. It could be him. It could be anyone else. Maybe it'll be an attacking player. It could be a winger for all we know.
Right. Shreyas, do we get another signing? If you put De Jong aside, whether that happens or not, do we get somebody else as well before the end of the window?
I don't see it happening, because the only reason being we haven't tracked down a deal so deeply like we did De Jong. Like I would say the way we went in for the Lisandro Martinez deal, it took us a fair amount of time to actually get him to sign the contract. Similarly with Malaysia, I would say even with Malaysia, it took us at least 3 to 4 days to get him in as well. Yeah. So I think if the De Jong deal does fall through, I think it's more about timing, because if the De Jong deal falls through, I would say in the next couple of days, I do see us getting in someone like Antony, because we've pretty much, we've got 90 million or 100 million still left in the bank. We could cash in on Antony and get him for about 60 to 65 million. So I think it just comes down to timing now, because if I would say if the deal falls through and the season starts, I don't see us signing anyone. But if it happens before the season starts, then probably we get in somebody else.
My girlfriend in the chat has just put Sam as my favourite. Appreciate it, babe. Thank you.
I'd be worried if she said someone else, Sam.
Yeah, if she comes in and starts going, I love Adam. You're like, bitch, like, what are you saying?
Just like, where is she?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah. Where is she? Dan, do we get somebody else in the window? De Jong aside, you think De Jong's happening, but De Jong aside, do you think we get somebody else in this window?
Yeah, I think definitely we'll be signing at least one or two.
Two?
Like covering. Yeah.
Wow.
Because as you see that at the moment there are 3 deals still up in the air. With Ronaldo still not sure whether he'll be staying or not. If he goes, then definitely one of the strikers will be coming in. Yeah. And with Antony also is hanging up in the air. So I think still we'll go for at least 1 or 2 players, including De Jong. If he's coming, then maybe one more player.
Interesting. Dan's very confident. Mystic Dan has spoken.
Yeah.
Well, everybody listen. Mystic Dan has spoken. If the chat has got no more questions, there's more love for Dan in this chat. For fuck's sake, man. Dan, how many people have you paid? What's going on? There's a lot of love for Dan in this chat.
Right, my bank balance will go.
Oh, yeah, you're getting destroyed, mate. Getting destroyed. Yeah, anyone else? Shreyas, Adam, Dan, anything else you want to comment on or bring up before we go?
Well, we have the FIFA stream tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be intriguing. First kind of stream doing it alone on the YouTube side of things. I don't know whether to do something on career mode or maybe just go into Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
That's going to be an experience. FIFA is one of my games that I like to rage on a lot. And guess what? I have a free house. I can shout as loud as I want. So
controllers are getting broken.
Yeah.
I still remember he was in one of the games. He was just holding the shield and it wasn't working. What was that game, Adam? I think that was.
Oh, what was it?
When you said that his defense is like.
Warzone, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I tried to use just a knife for a gunfight, and then I was getting mad because people were using guns against me, and I'm like, well, I'm the one putting myself at a disadvantage.
Oh yeah, you lost your shit on Twitch, didn't you? That was when you sort of lost your shit.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Twitch, as you can see, there's lovely little logos down the bottom here. They're all our socials. So if you, anybody watching, if you could go follow the socials, if you're not already, we'd much appreciate it. TikTok, Twitch, like Adam mentioned, Real Reds Gaming. If you want to see Adam lose his shit on Twitch, that's the place to be. Twitter, Real Reds Talk 1. That's run by Shreyas and Dan. All your latest news updates, all the links to the shows, all the stuff that's going to be happening on the channel. Instagram, that's run by me and occasionally Nick, and Adam sometimes jumps on there as well. All your latest news updates, all the graphics for all the stuff that's happening, all funny little clips from the shows on the reels, that's happening on the TikTok as well. So jump on all those socials. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. Let's get this channel up to 300 subscriptions before the season starts. Let's do it. And then Nick will do another shot of whiskey. And we all know how much he likes whiskey.
It, yeah.
He did one before. He's going to get another one. So go subscribe, like the video, comment under the video. We appreciate all the sort of love and all the sort of interactions that we're getting over the last couple of weeks. It's been awesome. So keep it up, keep it coming. We appreciate all of it.
And we have the watch along coming up.
Indrajit says send Maguire to kidnap Frankie de Jong.
Send what?
Send Maguire to kidnap Frankie de Jong.
Frankie de Jong.
says
fucking hell.
send Maguire and break only Frankie de Jong.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that
we got a comment saying Daniel is Glazer's nephew.
Let me say.
You're just missing the little tail.
Yeah, a little rat tail of a shitty haircut that he's got. Normie, hail Daniel. Oh, there's loads of people loving Daniel. It's amazing. Anyways, thank you all for joining us. Thanks, Dan, for joining us. Like, we didn't expect you to hear from you, but you got on anyway. Appreciate it. Adam, thank you for joining us. Shreyas, thank you for joining us. Appreciate everything. Appreciate everybody coming on to the show. Nick is still on holiday. He will be back next week. We've got the watch along on Saturday and Sunday, so tune in for that. Tomorrow, obviously, we've got Adam streaming FIFA, so if you want to see him lose his shit, come check us out on YouTube. What time are you going on, Adam? Do you know yet?
I'm working till 8 o'clock, so I have to connect everything up, so maybe around 9 o'clock.
So come back to YouTube at 9 o'clock. Come watch Adam lose his shit on FIFA. Friday, we've got the transfer show. I don't know how long it's going to be because obviously we've touched on so much this week. It might be quite a short one, but we'll bring you the transfer show on Friday. Saturday, we've got the Atletico game. So we'll have the watch along and the review. Not sure who's going to be on it yet, but we'll figure it out. There'll be some combination of us on it. Sunday, you got the Rayo Vallecano game. So again, there'll be some combination of us on there. So come check us out. Thanks so much, everybody. We appreciate it. Appreciate all the love, all the subscriptions. Subscribe and like the video. We'll see you all later. Peace.
Peace and love.